Welcome to the Why Not Us podcast. We're just a few dudes navigating life and talking about it. Thanks for listening.
Always something.
Always something, dude. Always bro.
Something. Hey, but you know what? We're all here. And it's
Right.
episode 20.
20.
20. It's a big night. It's a big night. And we took a few weeks off here. I think what was our last episode? December like the 15th or something like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 weeks, but Jones will explain why it was 3, unfortunately, for everybody.
Yeah, we'll talk about what's burning my bacon here pretty shortly. Yeah, so we took a break for the holidays. We had a blast, or was having a blast until I had to come back, which I'll get into in a minute. But how's it going, guys?
Pretty
good. Good. It's good. New year, new beginnings.
New year, 2023. It's the year of the Why Not Us podcast. It's our year, guys.
Yeah, this is us, baby. Yeah,
because why not us?
Other than I have to work every day. I mean, other than that, it's a big deal.
How was the game tonight?
It was a good game. The girls beat Dayton 70-69. It was really 70-66 with like 2 seconds left, and then Dayton made a 3 at the buzzer. But
did that come to be mattering at the end of the game? Did that matter?
It was a girls' game. I don't know if it mattered in the point spread or anything. To be honest with you, I didn't. I'm sure they did. I didn't pay attention to it. I get off work at 4:30, and I was down there by 4:45, and went straight to eat something. And then by the time I was done eating, it was like 20 minutes till game time. So didn't get time to church.
What was the spread tonight?
That's what he was asking. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's talking food spread. He's talking food spread.
Oh.
You think I'm talking about gambling? I'm talking about. I want to know about the food, man.
Build your own sandwiches tonight. Build your own sandwiches.
What kind of sandwiches did you eat?
I had like a ham and turkey and cheese on wheat.
Wow.
With chips. So.
Did you put any sauce on it, or you just ate it dry?
A little bit of mustard, and they've got some
nice.
Thousand Island, maybe? No, not Thousand Island. I don't know what it is.
Remoulade sauce or something like that?
No, they've got the packets of something, craft something that I put on there. Well, I can't think of what it is. But I ended up putting that on my chips too. It's great. So
absurd they're not doing any bacon up in there.
No bacon. We did have some bacon for breakfast over one of the break games, which was a first for me. So that was nice. I sent a picture of it to Jordan, actually.
Yeah, you did. He had a daytime. Yeah, what a
it was 11 o'clock start game. Yeah, 11 o'clock start or something like that.
Jordan, how's your games going?
Pretty good. I've got one every Wednesday and Saturday until the end of February. I have 0 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the way it came out this year.
Yeah, that's a lot. Joe, you still got a couple games a week too?
Yeah, pretty much. It was yesterday and today. Next week, well, I actually had a high school game Tuesday too, so it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me. Next week is Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I think, between the high school's Friday, women's and men's games Wednesday, Saturday. So,
wow.
Keeps you busy, man. It's fun. I enjoy it.
So, and you're doing the scoreboard. Day. You're doing the scoreboard for all those games?
I'll do either the scoreboard, the shot clock, or the game clock. So it just depends on who's there. Like some guys only want to do certain things. I think I've told you guys about. Mm-hmm. So like I do them all. So I don't really care which ones I do. So.
You don't prefer one over the other?
The easiest one's the game clock. I probably prefer that, but I'd say the shot clock's the hardest. I think we've talked about, and then the scoreboard's probably the next hardest, just because you got to pay attention to more stuff. So.
I had one last night, Joey. Tip goes out of bounds, and of course, shot clock gets reset to 20. You don't get a full 30 on that. And
in the backcourt, you mean?
No, off the tip. It goes straight out of bounds.
Off the tip. Yeah.
Clock gets set to 20.
Because the again though in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Right?
Tubby's kid was like, or Tubby's, I guess, grown son now, was like, whoa, we're supposed to get a 30. And I'm like, no, not on the tip. It's a 20. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yes.
Well, that or even in a turnover in the backcourt. That's a 20 now, too.
I'm like, your father is on a potential Mount Rushmore college basketball coaches, and you don't know that that's a rule. Like, come on.
It's new this year. So these
No, that's always been that way. Off the tip? Is it not with the 20?
No.
We had one last year. Well, maybe last year was a new rule.
I think it's this year.
Is it this year?
Somebody's got to Google it. We need a fact.
It was always just 20 off the tip.
Right?
It went out of bounds.
Hey, Hey,
Oh,
chill.
speaking of dogs, guys, look here. Look at this sweet little thing.
Penny, hold on.
She's just hanging out back here, chilling.
He was here. But yeah, real quick, I texted Jordan yesterday too, Jones. One of a prominent men's basketball team forgot their uniforms before the game and got beat up for it. Like that's like my worst nightmare when I was in that world, man. Like you can't forget the uniform.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Left them at the hotel apparently. So,
is that on the operations person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that?
Okay.
Is.
Yeah. Which what they do is they delegate that to the managers typically is what.
Yeah, technically it's the manager's fault, but the dub goes over the managers.
Yeah. So like I always made sure they were on the bus. That was my biggest gripe. And then once they were on the bus, we always give it to the girls the night before. So it was on them if they forgot to bring it to the.
A lot of them wore it to the court.
Yeah. Wow. Can you say? Are you allowed to say what team or not?
Oh, it was
Texas
national
A&M.
news. Texas A&M. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see it. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's pretty wild, man. So they show up to the game and didn't have their uniforms. Did they have enough time to go get the uniforms and come back?
They did, but by the time that happened, the game would have already started. So they teed them up and gave a technical, which they shoot a free game. I mean,
aren't you at the gym like 2 hours before the game starts to warm up?
You are, but like depending on where like you were located, it looks like they play in Florida, Jordan. Like
they were playing in Florida, yeah. So I don't know where they were staying at in Gainesville.
Yeah, whatever hotel they were at, it could have been far away. It could have been traffic. Like you're supposed. Usually, you get there around between 90 and 2 hours before. Is usually what most teams do.
So then the operations guys probably coordinating with the
charter
bus.
Correct. So that's the other issue, right? I'm sure the bus driver might have left right away to go get gas or something. Happens all the time. Like bus driver, like usually would then go do some things, then come back for the game.
Right.
So that's the other thing. You always got to make sure you got that bus driver's phone number, man. Always important.
That is important. And maybe
which they flew, so it was probably just a charter bus that was there for them for like the day or so.
Correct. Day of game. Yeah.
So.
Man, what a logistical nightmare that probably was.
Dude,
can you imagine? Does it really?
It happens more than you think.
It seems to, Jordan. Yeah. I mean, Jones, he's absolutely right.
Oh my gosh. I got to go back and read some on that. That's a pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever forgotten like a uniform. I may have forgotten like a piece of my uniform or something. Like in football or something like that, but I
forgot to like put on pants before a game. Like you put on your warm ups over the pants and just forgot that you didn't put shorts on.
I think the worst thing would be like if you were traveling to like football or baseball, like forgetting your cleats.
Yeah,
like that would be horrible. That would be horrible.
Because you get a player forget her shoes one time too.
I had a lot of like helmet trouble in high school and football. So I had to like, I don't know what was going on with my helmet, but I got hit a lot because I was a middle linebacker and a fullback and just got hit every play just about. So something was always going on with my helmet. And sometimes I would have to like wear somebody else's helmet. And that like sucked because you're so used to wearing your helmet and somebody else's like at Hayside, everybody's helmet's different. It's just a hodgepodge of helmets. And then the cushion, that's inside the helmet's all different too, So like when you put one on, it's like the most foreign thing ever.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Do you think you got hit so much that it knocked your hair off?
Oh, Jordan. Zinger. Probably Jordan. Haha.
Also, do you see your Christmas card there in the background?
That's really good. Mine?
No, Jones, do you see your Christmas card in the background of Joey?
No.
Is it up here?
Yeah, it's right there. You can't see it zoomed in on his
face. Jordan, how did you notice that?
Yeah,
I see it now.
Yeah, right here. Here he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it now, but how in the world did you even notice that?
I didn't. Well, Joey had a step stool or something was under them.
I didn't even end up getting them all up, man. There's still like probably 10 more that I unfortunately didn't even put all the way up.
All right. How long do you all keep them before you toss them?
Oh, I keep them every year, man. I don't toss them.
They're still in the fridge here, so I don't know.
Like if we try to keep all the Christmas cards every year, like it would just be ridiculous of how many we would have.
Yeah. We really didn't get any until y'all started having kids.
20 to 30 this year, I think.
That's a lot.
Holy crap.
That's significant.
Those all got to be like Emily's friends.
11, 12. No, they're all mine. None of them are Emily's.
Well, I guess a bunch of your buddies have kids too. Is Robbie
and
got one up there?
And Joey was at every single person's wedding along the.
Yeah, hung up here like 14 of them, and then I probably have like another 10 I didn't even hang up.
Is Robbie's up there with his litter of kids?
No, it's not. I don't think I got his for some reason.
So did Toll send one out?
Robbie Giorgiani? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of kids, doesn't he?
He's up here, yeah.
Toll sent one out?
Yeah, he's up here, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Toll.
He seems like a Christmas card guy.
On their wedding day. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at when I fell over, but yeah, I got to find a better situation over there. I've just got them taped up there, like so I don't know.
Just some double-sided tape on the back.
No, just one-sided tape on the front, dude.
You don't even fold it over to like put it on the back side. It's visible.
So
who cares?
Yeah, the whole thing. If you want to, I mean, you can keep it over here. Like again, I need to go all the way up top here.
Like, I love it.
Yeah. Usually people just put them down the door frame.
You're doing exactly. We're big fridge people when it comes to Christmas cards. We like having them on the fridge.
Yeah.
Gonna have to order some magnets. Yeah, you do the same. I like it. You guys participating in Dry January?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Hey, Emily. Joey, you went blank there for a minute. You're muted somehow. Yeah, you're muted, Joey. You are 100% muted.
Sorry. There's Emily. Yeah. I said, no, I'm not in for dry January.
You're not doing I'm doing Dry January, guys. I'm not cracking.
So we can't crack one, or are we going to take crack one and not drink it?
Yeah, I'm doing Dry January. And I
was gonna say, wow, his liver is going to get a rest.
So Sycamore Brewing Double Candy, Double India Pale Ale. So double IPA here for Dry January. And it's 9%. So we got a full pint here of a 9% beer, which, I've done this before. I think
I'm sure you can survive January, Jones.
That Speedway Stout I had a few weeks ago, that was probably the biggest beer I've had on the pod.
Drop it. Hank is just like
What's he got?
A glove.
I'm hoping Penny stays there the whole time. I don't know if she would, because Kelly's not here right now. So if she starts running amok, I'm gonna have to go get her.
Where are Kelly and Felix?
All right, so let's get into it here.
Yeah.
All right, so over the holiday, we're having a blast. We're in Durham, right? So we go to Durham for Christmas Eve, and we usually stay there through Christmas and through a few days until the new year, because Kelly generally gets extra days off because she works in higher education, and typically higher ed, you get more days off around the holidays. So she had like a couple weeks off. And so we took off down to Durham, and we were there having a ball, had Christmas, and did everything. And then the next day on the 26th, which this is a Monday, I was having a great day. The weather was nice. I had just gotten done with a run in the neighborhood. It was like shaping up to be a perfect day. My mother-in-law's birthday is like the next day. So we scheduled this dinner.
Hang on. I love how you say the weather was nice, because it was like 0 on Saturday. It was like 12 on Monday. He's like, oh, the weather was beautiful.
No, it was like 20, 25 or 30.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. But the sun was shining. It was great. I went and I ran, I was jogging outside, which felt nice. But anyways, get a call from Kelly, and she's kind of freaking out. So I knew something was up. So our house cleaner had called Kelly because this is kind of a weird thing, but our house cleaner is related to our neighbor, which we didn't hire her because of that. It just happened that's how it happened. But anyways, she had called Kelly and was like, hey, Daphne, which is her aunt, said that there is water coming out of your back door. And it's coming down the driveway, and there's a big sheet of ice down the driveway because it's, 0 degrees outside. It had gotten a little bit warmer at that point when we found out, but then I was like, oh crap, like something horrible has happened, in which it did. Luckily, I called my buddy Peyton, which you guys probably at this point know who that is. My buddy Peyton was in Pikeville, thankfully, because he was getting ready to leave and go to Florida for a couple weeks. So thankfully he was here. Called him. I was like, hey, can you help me out? That was the first thing I said. I said, hey, dude, can you help me out? There's water coming out of my back door. Can you go over there and check on things? My main water line's in the basement. If water's coming out of the house, just go down there and shut off the main water line. So he comes into the house and he was sending me videos and stuff of what it looked like. But there was water gushing out of my bedroom ceiling because my mother-in-law, we have a mother-in-law suite right up above us. So it was an old attic that we finished out and then built onto it. So she's got like her own water system up there that's hooked up to our main water line. And she has a filter up there for her water. So the filter that was on the water line up there is in the attic, and it was super cold in the attic. And the water filter got so cold that it froze up and then it busted right off of the water line up there. And so when that happened, water just started gushing out of the water line. And it was coming from her apartment down into our bedroom, that then filled up 3 rooms in our house that then went into the basement. And so our entire ceiling in our bedroom fell in, which was just insane to see.
And he'll post photos or videos of this.
Yeah.
So what we're getting here is his mother-in-law's fault because she doesn't want to drink big sandy water because she's got to have it filtered. No. Which caused the pipes to burst. So
there's something in the water here. We get a little thing in the mail every time a bill comes. It's like, hey, this is not a boil water advisory, but this is in it. And then you go Google what it is, and then it like causes cancer. So, we drink spring water from the store. But anyways, that happened. He was able to come in, shut the water line off, and then he was in here 2 hours. I didn't ask him to do this, but he just started working himself, and he was like pulling stuff out of the house, like our rugs, our furniture. Like he just started yanking stuff out immediately and just took it outside, which so glad he did that because we would have had a lot more stuff ruined, but it's been a freaking mess. So I've got like a entire wall that was damaged in our bedroom that we, had to totally demo, like pulled all the sheetrock off. I'm sitting next to a freaking hole in my living room. So there's a big hole in the wall.
Still there right now. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting actually where my TV usually goes, but it's just such a freaking construction zone in here right now that our TV's not even up. And then the ceiling is completely down and our bedroom is just like a total construction zone currently. So we can't even go in there really. And so we were staying like it hasn't been livable really in the last, I guess, since everything happened. So we've been staying at Kelly's aunt's house, which is just like a couple miles down the road. Thankfully, we've been able to be there. And our friend had been watching Penny for us for several days, and then it was like time to go get Penny. So, and she doesn't really do well at this other house. So Penny's been here during the day, and then I'll come over here and I'll sleep with Penny at night, and Kelly's sleeping with Felix at the other house. So
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a logistical kind of nightmare. But Kelly's coming over here tonight. We're going to switch places. She's going to get some sleep because she's been dealing with Felix for the last few days. Waking up in the middle of the night, not getting a full night's sleep. So we're going to switch tonight. I'm going over there right after the pod and taking over for Felix. But yeah, here we are, man.
You do look well rested. I know Kelly probably don't want to hear that, but
I don't feel it. I don't feel it, but yeah. So the whole process of this, like you have to file an insurance claim, right, with your home insurance, which
you have homeowners.
Thankfully it's good it's good when you needed it, right?
Yep.
So
that's been seamless.
We filed a claim, not been like seamless, but it's been okay. I'm like pretty hard on those people usually. But we're doing okay there. We've got an adjuster that comes out, I think this Sunday, and he's like a contractor for the insurance company. So they come in, they assess all the damage and all that stuff, and they estimate in total the contents that you lost, like how much construction is going to cost, all that type of stuff. And then they get a total estimate, and then the insurance company basically will cut you a check for that amount minus like what your deductible is. So hopefully, we should come out in the good for it, honestly. But, we've never had to go through anything like this before, so we're not exactly sure like how it all works. But
Sure.
Jones committing insurance fraud over here. He's like, "Wow, we lost this, and this, and
No.
adding extra commas to values of things."
I'm not corrupt. Come on now. Look at this though.
Look at that frothiness.
How about that for dry January?
How did you already find someone to come like do things already? Like, were they just ready on the ready, or like?
So we have a good relationship with a contractor here that we use for a lot of different stuff. So
Got it.
yeah, it's really good to have those types of relationships for when stuff does hit the fan, because people can act quick, and they're more than willing to help you out, especially if you pay them on time.
Yeah.
A lot of these contractors out there get screwed over a lot with people, but yeah, we luckily have a really good guy that helps us out.
And Joey's got ants in his pants. He can't stay still.
I know, he can't stay still. What's he doing? Is he getting Hank? This beer is boozy.
I hear the snap. That's usually he's after a dog. Hear the snap.
Hank. Look at the hands on this young man. Those are some big hands on the pint glass there.
I mean, you should put up that photo of you holding that. Your hands look monstrous on that little glass in front of the arena.
What was that? Oh yeah. What'd you do, Joey? You had to go get Hank, man?
Well, I let him out. He was whining, and now he don't want to go out. So I don't know. Now he's.
I heard the snap. You were trying to get his attention.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Now he's just laying down over here. So I don't know.
Well, nonetheless, guys, that is burning my bacon lately. So that's
Dude, so real quick to piggyback off your issue there. So this guy's house that I was just at to get his car, as I told you guys right before we got on here, same thing happened, Jones. So he's living in India right now. And I did not think to go over there prior to me leaving, because I go like every 10 days, just check on the place. And it got down to 0 up here. And I went over there when I got back from Philly, like on the 26th, 27th. And like I walked down the stairs, like to make the right-hand turn to like go open his door, and I can see like the side of his house like frozen. I'm like, oh, this can't be good.
Oh no.
And I walk in there, open it up, and like it just hear running water. Shh.
That's awful.
And the pipe above him in the ceiling, or in this apartment above him, had burst.
That is so terrible.
Yeah, dude. I felt so bad because he's in India and he's been through a lot recently, and like this was not something else he needed to do. But apparently this had happened as well to him a couple years ago. So
so is he renting the place?
Yeah, just renting. So
does he have renter's insurance?
He does. And I went back the next day as well, and it had gotten worse. Because that was the other thing, right? Like they're 8 hours in front of us. So like when I gone the first night, like 26th or 27th, to notify him, he like was just getting out of bed, thankfully, like in the morning, and it was like, 10 o'clock here. So I stopped by again tonight when I got the car, and like I could show you photos. It's just the whole carpet's probably like your place, Jones. The whole carpet in his living room's tore up, and then his ceiling's this massive hole in the ceiling right now. So,
that's awful.
But I just feel bad. He's in India and like trying to deal with this, and this is the last thing the guy needs. So
that's the worst feeling when something like this happens, and you're like, you can't do anything about it. You're just away, like. Yeah. I was luckily, I was 5.5 hours away, but I was able to just like get in my car and drive and deal with it, and had somebody here to help. But
can't drive from India.
Like, yeah, being in India and something like this happened, like that is the worst thing ever.
So, yeah, it's wild to see like it like happening in the moment too. I was just like, what did we do? It's just like, shh, you just hear it,
Did you just immediately just start taking pictures? Like
I did. I took videos and pictures right away, and I sent it to him on WhatsApp because that's all we can communicate with, really. So
freaking smart. So if this happens to anybody listening to the pod here, if you're the person that is going into the house and helping out, the first thing you do, shut the main water line off if you can. If you're renting, that's a little bit different, but take pictures and videos because you need those for the insurance. You have to have them.
Yep.
It's important.
And he's only going to end up losing like his couch, probably, and his coffee table. That's it. Only got in the one room, really, thankfully. So,
and the adjuster will probably say, "Yeah, that's probably worth like 10 grand." Apparently, the insurance adjuster gets paid by how much they estimate. So, and
it's all corrupt. Insurance is just corrupt in general.
They're contractors, so they don't work for the insurance company. So it's in their best interest to write more on the estimate because they get.
Emily got $3 grand for like a scratch on the side of her vehicle. It's unbelievable.
It's so crazy to me.
And I mean, I shouldn't say this, but we didn't even end up getting fixed yet because we're like, well, this thing gonna cost $3 grand.
Joey just pocketed that shit and moved on.
I didn't, but I'm saying like it wasn't like worth fixing.
Going through the hassle of getting it fixed and all that. Yeah,
we haven't had time.
I get it. Well, how was your all's holiday? That's enough about mine.
It was good.
Yeah,
we hung out a couple of times.
We did. Jordan and I did.
Oh yeah, shoot, man. Let's see about that. Yeah. I know we saw some pictures in the group chat, but Joey was drinking Blue Moon there at one time at pretty early in the day. I was like, this is not going to be good for the young man.
Yeah, we were at a bar, a local brewery that Jordan's wife's dad took us to real quick so he could fill up his growler.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
He's got like a pressurized growler.
Yeah, was that
Those
Christmas
are
Eve?
Awesome.
I think it was Christmas Eve, right, Jordan?
Huh?
Yeah.
2SP was what the brewery was called.
Yeah, 2SP in Philly there. Then we watched football for a few hours. I sent you guys some photos. Jordan couldn't hang. He was already sleeping.
I passed out. Yeah. It was a long 8-hour drive a couple hours before.
Wearing his Burrow jersey, just passed out on the couch.
No, the first half, it was all dominant. And I woke, and then the second half, Joey left, and they about gave it away.
Yeah. And then that following Monday, me, Emily, Jordan, and Jess got like brunch at a local spot in Philly.
Yeah, so, cool.
Yeah, that was.
Have y'all spent much time like in Philly, like going to bars and restaurants?
I had not until the next weekend when I went to New Year's. Yeah, Jordan definitely probably has.
What's the Philly steak really like there? Is it like freaking dope, or is it
cheesesteaks?
Just like yeah.
The best in the city is Angelo's, which is the same place that Prez gave like a 9.5 on the pizza, which he never really gives it.
Really?
Yeah, their cheesesteaks are the best. D'Alessandro's is good. I don't think of another one that's really good. My favorite's roast pork. So roast pork hoagie with like long hots and sweet peppers with like Cooper Sharp, and you get the bread dipped in the roast pork au jus. That's my favorite. I mean, the cheesesteaks are good. We actually had cheesesteaks Sunday night. Just brought a bunch of hoagie rolls back from Philly. So we made cheesesteaks.
Is it nacho cheese sauce? Is that the traditional?
Whiz is what they call it. Whiz. Yeah.
But it would like when you order, it would be like melted nacho cheese, kind of like you would get a concession stand at a football game.
It's this right here.
Jordan's got it at arm's length. He always keeps his cheese whiz at arm's length. His cheese whiz and his bourbon. He can grab it at any moment.
Where is that?
Pretty much.
Now you're letting us down.
It's like the jar with like the red lid or whatever that you see like in the macaroni and cheese aisle.
Yeah.
But you like order it like whiz wit. That's like cheese whiz with onions.
Nice.
Whiz wit or whiz without. If you don't.
Yeah, whiz without. Yep.
Yeah.
I've never spent any time in Philadelphia. I've only drove like through it.
It was really my first time like actually going into the city. I was similar to you, Jones. Because of the following weekend,
biggest event of the year.
I was there for New Year's as well. And we went to what they call the Mummers Parade on New Year's Day, which is right in downtown Philly. And it's like a Philadelphia tradition. I don't know how to explain it other than these people dress up put on a show in the middle of the street and look crazy doing it.
Sounds is the best way to awesome.
It's
like Mummer. It's like a club. You're like in like this club society, and like you have a certain name, and they work on these like it's like Mardi Gras. It's like New Year's Mardi Gras essentially.
It looks like that, yeah. And they do these dances and songs and bands play. There's different categories and very unique thing. So we literally had an Airbnb right downtown there, and we watched some live like on the street, and then watched some from our little Airbnb. And then later on the evening, they all parade back to like where they're all these clubs are on 2nd Street, which is 2nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a massive party. And like the cops don't care, Jones. So like you just walk around with your beer.
Was I not right about open container? I mean, it's no rules.
That day,
there's awesome.
no rules. Yeah, no rules that day. Doesn't matter, man. And the cops are there. Like they're just standing on every corner pretty much.
Wow.
But interesting. It just made for a long day. I'm too old for that now. That's my only issue. But
yeah, it looks like I saw some of Emily's videos. I can't remember where I saw them, like Instagram or Snapchat or something. But
yeah,
looked like y'all were tying it on pretty hard there,
dude. Yeah, we were, and it's just a long day.
How'd you do the next day, Joey?
Bad, dude. I was hungry for like 2 days. But we'd even gone out the night before and had like dinner New Year's Eve. Like didn't do anything like crazy that day. But like we drank a little bit and went out the night before, and had like a nice dinner. So it was like double whammy for me. I just can't handle it. Because like you guys drink like every week. I don't drink at all.
Can I get your thoughts on that cucumber mule that my father-in-law made you?
It was great cucumber mule, man.
Well, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. I was like,
that sounds really good.
Very refreshing meal there, beverage that he had that his father-in-law made us.
So what does he put in it? Does he do vodka or does he do it Kentucky style?
It was cucumber vodka and then ginger beer and like you squeeze the lime. I'm pretty sure it's all that was in it.
That sounds delightful.
Joey opened up the beer fridge downstairs and goes, "Whose handle of Pink Whitney is this?" And I was like, "It's mine." It's been in the fridge for like 3 years.
Pink Whitney.
They had like an assortment of beers like I'd never seen. Like there was like not one of anything, but like one of everything. Yeah. It's like
sounds like
a pretty impressive beer fridge. I mean,
sounds like my fridge.
Stocked.
And there wasn't any Bud Light, so I was looking for beer.
Yeah, he does not buy any Bud Lights for.
Yeah, doesn't like good beer. Sounds like
I would get along with this person.
You would.
Oh, he's right up your alley with the craft beer shit.
He does it.
That's what I'm talking about. Real beer.
Experience with him. He's loved it.
That's awesome.
But
sounds like y'all had a blast. We didn't really do anything for New Year's Eve. We were gonna like try to stay up and watch some of the New Year's Eve coverage or whatever, but it was like 9:00. We were ready to go to bed.
Sure.
Father of one, Ryan Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a little different these days when you got a child. I guess at some point when he gets a little older, it'll be, trying to stay up a little later, but doesn't really, I don't really care to like stay up and watch the coverage on it because you see, like, if there's something that happens, you see it the next day on social media or whatever,
Well, the Ohio State kicker missed a field goal. It literally exactly as midnight struck.
Crazy. Yeah. We were in the bar at that point.
Unreal how the timing on that.
Yeah.
So the ball
literally is at midnight hit. He missed the kick. Like it happened.
Oh my gosh.
Simultaneously.
Really
it was unreal. Like 1 in billions chance that would ever happen again. Those two things synced up that way.
Right.
That is unreal.
Crazy.
1 in a billion chance. I mean, the DeMar Hamlin thing, that was just insane, man.
We were all watching. Like Jordan and I were texting about it. I was watching when it happened. Yeah, tough, man. Tough. Never seen somebody just collapse like that in a game. Jordan was saying it happened to an umpire in a baseball game, actually, as well.
Yeah, so I was at opening day in Cincinnati in '96, and John McSherry was the home plate umpire, and he has like 5 or 6 pitches into the game. He stood up, talked to the catcher, and like walked over the Reds dugout and just like fell down, and he died of a massive heart attack on the field, and like they like postponed the game to the next day. But like not to the extent of this where like players are watching it like
CPR like on the field, like
I can't imagine what they saw and how you're feeling. Us as fans, or we're not as.
It's entertainment for us. It's their lives.
It's entertainment for us. Like that was a brother to them. That's their job.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of like you guys were watching it live. I wasn't able to watch it live, but when y'all told me what was happening, I went to Twitter and then I saw the video and I was like, oh my gosh. It kind of shook me. And then I started just like refreshing Twitter, like what's
in NFL got put in a tough spot.
Is there an update? Is there an update?
Yeah, NFL got put in a tough spot this week. And not that like, everybody shits on the NFL. Like it's corrupt. Goodell's corrupt, but like no decision they made that night was going to be a good decision. Like everybody's going to be happy with it. Because like if they said they weren't going to play the game, then like the Chiefs are obviously going to get the 1 seed. No one like the Bengals or Bills don't get a chance to try to get the 1 seed. And then like the Bengals won the division because it's a no contest now. And like it's tough all around.
I haven't said anything to you yet about this, but when we've been on here, they've announced what they're doing. Just so you know.
I know. Yeah, I saw.
It's like a bunch of different scenarios. Like
I want a 3-way coin toss for the top 3 seeds at a random gas station somewhere, and I want to see Friday Night Lights. All 3 head coaches. You've got Reed, Taylor, and McDermott in there, and they're flipping coins to see the seeding. That's what I want.
There's like 3 different scenarios they're playing out or something like that, Jones. They're correct. They're not playing the game again.
Yeah. It would be really hard to, I think. I mean, if I'm like a player, I'm like scared to death, probably.
Yeah.
We're going to get it though. AFC Championship game. We'll get it. We'll get that game.
But it looks like he's doing better. There had been some reports. He was able to communicate by writing, and I think what he said was, "Did we win?" And the doctors responded, or the healthcare professionals that were taking care of him were like, "Yeah, you won it live."
But we want to put out there, like, we're not medical experts. We're not football experts. We wish the best for that family as it continues to progress, and our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Absolutely.
None of us have been put in that situation before, and we don't really know how they feel. But like Joey said, it's entertainment to us. I don't know. It's kind of hard.
And it was like, at some point, like when you knew it was a serious thing, it was like, the entertainment doesn't matter anymore. It's his life that matters.
Life and death, man. Yeah.
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 And like all of sports just like stopped for that moment of time, and everybody was just worried about DeBar and praying for him. So it was like,
at the end of the day, it's a game, but also too, it's like it's a job where anything can happen to you. It's not a desk job where the worst thing that happened to you maybe is a paper cut at work.
Yeah.
Versus like a manual labor grown man job. It's entertainment, but it's also super serious, and it's
on billboards here. They've got something out at the stadium as well.
The charity thing's been awesome.
Oh, how about that?
Started that like in college.
What's it up to now? What's
like $5 million? It's like $5 million or something. Unreal. Like, hats off to the good people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
No, we just we're still thinking about Demir's family and the entire Bills organization. I thought the way both organizations handled that was pure class.
Yeah.
I thought it was pure class. I mean, when the lack of information, kind of how it was going on, like social media is like the worst thing that can happen.
Oh yeah.
I think
I feel bad for like Susie and Buck and those guys. They were like not really knowing what to say. They didn't have any information, and like I don't think I've ever been a part of like a sporting event on television, like watching since we lost Dale in 2001, because like Walter, DW, none of those guys, Mike Joy didn't know what to say, and then Mike Hilton came on and was like, as of whatever time we've lost Dale Earnhardt, like at least you like had a conclusion. Like there was no conclusion on Monday night. Like there was no updates. Like you didn't know what to say. And I thought the best thing ESPN's had on in decades was Ryan Clark and SVP having that conversation after the game, where Ryan Clark opened up about his issue he had on the field and trying to get back to playing.
Yep.
And SVP was just rolling with it, and it was beautiful television.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what you said in our group text. I think you knew somebody that kind of called what it probably was, Jordan.
So I think it ended up being, and here's the thing, I'm not a medical expert, but commordial cordis. So my cousin's a nurse practitioner, and she was like, she had to like look it up after she heard about it. And it's like when you get hit in the chest, like in high impact, when your heart's beating and it just hits at the right moment, it stops it. But I don't think it happens to like more of adults. I think it'd be essentially like kids. I think it's like what's more common in. I'm not sure. Obviously, we're not WebMD folks here.
Yeah.
But it's like getting struck by lightning. It's like one in so many people, like one in so many hundred thousands, millions, or whatever that it would happen to.
Right. And the medical professionals that are there at the games, I mean, they knew exactly what to do when they saw that happen. It was like, we need to go in there. We're going to give him CPR. We got to get him off the field. We got to get him to the hospital. Like they reacted quick. And if they hadn't, like he wouldn't be with us.
So I didn't realize this. Listen to this. So I saw a graphic the other day of medical personnel that are at a NFL game. There are 4 athletic trainers. This is for each team. There's 4 athletic trainers. There's 2 orthopedists. There's 1 chiropractor, 2 primary care physicians, and 1 unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant. Then the stadium medical team is a dentist, 1 airway management physician, 2 EMT/paramedic crew, 1 eye doctor, 2 independent athletic trainers, 1 radiology technician, and 1 visiting team medical liaison. So there's 29 total game day medical staff.
49?
29.
29. Wow.
I think Jordan, someone said like that's like almost the second best place you can like get hurt.
Unless you're sitting at the hospital.
Yeah. Like allegedly. I mean, granted, I've read that online, but you teach his own, you know.
Yeah.
Also, too, like, that's and Joey speak this too, and Ryan played college baseball at the NAIA level. If this like shows anything, we need to make sure that there's like EMTs and athletic trainers at every single college sporting event, even high school sporting events, because when that stuff happens, if you don't have someone there immediately, I mean, it's a matter of moments.
Seconds.
Yeah,
life and death.
Yeah, when I worked at small college athletics, there'd be some games we go to, and there's no athletic trainer.
Yeah, you got nobody, right?
I think the ambulance service was at all Haysoft football games.
Yeah, all basketball games. I don't think they were, or all football games. I don't think they really came to anything else.
In college baseball, the only time an EMT showed up was when we got in a big fight with Milligan.
But like, they just don't have. It's just not feasible at that point. But that's incredible. 29. I didn't realize that. I knew there was a lot of people, and it was like a side hustle for some. Like you were like on call, or you were like a visiting, doctor or whatever. But I mean, I would do that too on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If like I'm a physician, yeah, you're getting to watch football for free, but you're also technically getting paid and you're doing your job. So like, why would you not do that?
And they're getting paid extremely well too. But
I thought that was incredible. There's 29 medical personnel.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a good fact there.
Unreal.
All right. Well, hopefully he keeps progressing and doing better.
Yeah.
We're doing our part with praying for DeMar. That's about all we can do at this point. But yeah, there's my dog.
There goes.
I think Kelly has arrived.
I was wondering if he heard Hank.
No.
Or she heard Hank barking out back.
No. All right, we can move on here, guys. If you're ready, Jordan. It is now 2023, and it's time that we start planning our golf trip. Hardcore now.
Okay.
Hey, Jordan. Speaking of golf, sorry, the PGA started today.
It did.
Ooh, all right. Some other
plan the golf trip. Sorry.
Some other big golf news. Also, the Good Golf guys just got sponsored by Callaway.
Saw that.
So that was a big deal in the golf world.
They lost a couple guys too, though. A couple weeks ago.
I was listening to the Foreplay pod. I listen to it quite often on my way to take Felix to daycare, but they're all pissed off because they're TaylorMade guys, and they're like, "We were the first ones to get sponsored by a big golf brand, and now you got these good guys and all these other people, YouTubers getting sponsored by brands." They were just on a rate. You know how Frankie and Riggs are about that kind of stuff.
No clue why they're getting pissed, because the good golf guys would blow any of them off the golf course.
Oh God, those guys are the best golfers out there on YouTube. If you ask me.
Yeah.
And I guess Micah, he's probably going to try to get pro, or he's already played a few pro events, which he's not with them anymore. I think that might have happened on break. Micah and Grant are both not a good player anymore.
I spoke over you, Jones. I didn't mean to, but yeah, something happened with those guys. They didn't want to do it anymore. So
yeah, the full story hadn't come out on that.
I think they wanted to move on, man. I think
so
that's
too.
what it boiled down to. I'm sure those guys didn't want him to move on, but they were just ready, and that's what they did.
And two, it's like there's so many of them on that one channel, and there's only so much. They can make so much more money on their own. With brand deals, and they were already growing their own personal channels anyways.
Yeah.
So it was an easy transition for them, really. It wasn't like they didn't have anything. They were making a bunch of money on their own YouTube channel already. And I listened to another podcast by the guy that actually owns Good. It's Matt Kendrick, I think is his name. He's the owner and CEO. He kind of founded it. So all those guys, whoever is a good player, like Steven and Garrett and all them, like they get paid a salary, but they also own equity in the company. So the reason why Grant and Micah can't say much about it is because they actually probably had to get bought out in some fashion. So there's like some legal stuff that has been going on, which is like a typical business thing. It's like when something like that happens, you can't really say much,
Yeah.
But eventually I would say, well, they'll talk about more about it. But yeah, I think they were ready to move on and do something on their own. And they had to travel a bunch. I think Grant's got, he's got a fiance, and Micah's married, and they're just in different phases of life, I think. I got deep into good stuff for a while, man. as you can tell. But I watch a lot of Rick Shills now, man. He's pretty good. You guys watch his Break 75 series?
I've not.
I watch when he goes through new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He gives a pretty good, honest opinion of clubs and stuff.
He just started a new channel where he's doing only golf club reviews. He used to do it on his other channel, but now he started a new YouTube channel, and he's finally getting into apparel, which he's never done. He's like the king of YouTube golf, and he's never done apparel.
Well, he used to be a Nike guy, and they paid him a portion of how much he sold or something, and then they changed his deal or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He used to be a Nike guy. He used to be a Nike ads.
Okay.
In a magazine or whatever, it'd be like Rick Shills. But something happened. I'm sure Nike probably restructured all their stuff. We're not going to give you a portion of what you sell. You've actually got to promote your stuff and sell it.
Yeah.
Which is how the world is today, I guess.
He's probably my favorite YouTube golf channel, because you can actually learn things about the golf swing or whatever, and tips and tricks and things. He's got a really good channel for that. And actually he was on Bob Does Sports just recently on their podcast, and they're planning on the Bob Does Sports team are planning to go to Europe to spend a week with him to do some content. So that should be pretty interesting.
I hope Cutsy plans all the accommodations if that's the case.
Oh man, Joey, we've got to find a way to get Perez on here. We've got to scratch and claw to get Perez this year. That should be a goal.
I'll keep trying at it. I haven't given up hope yet. So.
What was Brother Matt's what did he have to say about when he was on the cover of the magazine this month?
I haven't even asked.
Oh, the Virginia Golfer magazine?
Yeah. I figured Brother Matt probably loved that.
Yeah. So I'll have to ask him about it. I have not yet. So.
And we got to get Mac McClung. He's probably a big fan of our podcast. I'd say he's been listening since day one.
There was something about him recently I saw that on ESPN last week.
He plays for the 76ers G League team up there in Delaware.
Yeah, it was some sort of debate about why he didn't go pro overseas as opposed to stay locally or something, Jordan. Hank, can you stop, dude?
Hank, can we chill out with the squeaky toy breath?
I don't think he's necessarily an NBA guy.
I was going to ask, do you think that he'll actually get into the
Jordan, I've been saying he's not big enough.
He's just not big enough. Like
he plays big.
He played or whatever.
How many small white guys are like? I don't think there's a white guy that big in the NBA. Like Caruso is way bigger than him.
I was going to say Caruso's much bigger.
Correct.
Kelly just crawled across the floor. Yeah. Can you clip that? Yeah. Can you clip that?
She was trying to get out of the frame.
Why didn't she want to be in the just walk by? Who cares?
I don't know. That's so funny.
Kelly, I apologize for calling it out, but it's funny.
But I can't think of any white guys that are in the NBA that's small.
Huh?
Caruso.
Yeah, he saw you crawling.
But Caruso's not small.
He's not small. I'm trying to think.
There aren't any.
I mean, how tall is JJ Redick? I mean, obviously he was like
he's like 6'4".
Okay. Yeah, JJ bigger than you think.
I mean, he was the GOAT of shooting threes, but
here's your little Southwest Virginia fact. Did you know JJ Redick played in a BBF tournament at Twin Valley?
Really?
Yeah. There's like a picture of him. I don't know, Tim Hayes or somebody has it, but JJ Redick played in like a BBF tournament at like Whitewood or whatever school Twin Valley is now. He's like in the bleachers, like as a 8th or 9th grader or something.
When I hit 12 threes in the game in high school and broke the high school 3-point record, I actually tied JJ Redick's record for the state. We had 12 each. And then McMurray, he hit 13. And then the guy from Council, I think, hit 14. But yeah.
Record book guy there.
Fun times. Some record breaker over here. Record breaker. I'm on my path to break the world record of half court shots made in a row, which is apparently only 8.
Did you see Luka Doncic shoot a couple on the guys?
Yeah, on the Dude Perfect guy.
He's like, I'm gonna make 3 in a row, and I was like, okay. And then he makes 2 at 3.
And then he made one. I'm sure they took this a lot, but he was sitting in a chair and he threw it backwards.
Yeah, that one had to be a couple takes.
Hey, Ross Jolly didn't need no takes on that.
Well, Ross was impressive, man, with that. You're right.
There's a guy we can get on the pod, one of the twins.
Oh.
We've got a connection there. We won't say the connection, but we do have a connection there.
We know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah. We'll travel. I will travel anywhere to get an interview with those guys.
Dude, that dog just farted right in my face.
I mean, Hank is totally squeaking this pod right now. Listen at him.
Hey, can you stop?
I'm just going to do
the floor passed out.
I'm just going to do a one clip of just that squeaking noise in the background and us trying to talk over it.
Brutal.
All right, let's go on to our segments here.
Okay.
Did you know? This is our Did You Know segment. We're still doing this. My favorite moment in 2022 was. Mine is pretty easy. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Felix was born in 2022, and that was my favorite moment. So that's pretty easy for me. I don't know what your alls are, but I can't wait to hear it.
Mine should be pretty easy too.
Yeah,
my wife.
Oh yeah, they got.
Has since went to bed. It's Bengals making it Super Bowl.
He throws the wrench in the plan.
That's going to be a great clip.
I was like, oh, he's going.
Can we clip that?
We have a tie. We have a tie. Bengals making the Super Bowl in February there, and me getting married to the love of my life in October.
I did not see you going that way. I was like, oh, she's definitely going to go. Oh, my wife went to bed, but it's going to be.
She went to bed. I was like, well, I'm going to sneak that in, make it funny. But, yeah, tie there. Bengals Super Bowl and then me getting married.
For me, 2 things. We got a dog. That's been way more exciting than I ever thought it would be. But working the NCAA
got a dog guy here now, huh?
Working the NCAA tournament was kind of a big deal for me too.
That's cool.
So, I was trying to like scroll through see if I missed something, and I can't think of anything else I missed. So,
great year that 2022. Great year. 2023 is going to be great as well.
We needed a good year. Like we kind of lost 2020, and then 2020 carried into like half of 21, and we needed a full good year.
You're right.
I feel like 2023 is going to be the most normal year we've had in 3 years probably.
Oh, you mean a society? I'm like,
Soci-
your work's just kind of beginning, so but it's a society, yes, I would say.
As a society, yes.
Fatherhood for you, it's just getting more wild.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna change so much. Like he's what, 7 months? Yeah, 7 months old tomorrow.
Wow.
And so yeah, and as he gets older, it's just gonna get more crazy, and he's gonna nap less, it's gonna be up more, so it's gonna require a ton more attention, and it's gonna be fun. He's hilarious right now.
Dude, he's got the zooms. It's bad.
Look at Hank, buddy.
Hank, we're trying to record a pod.
Take the squeaker.
Well, mom's upstairs. Like, that's the other problem. She can't
take the squeaker out of that toy.
I know.
It'll be better after he gets fixed. It won't be like calm, but he'll be a little better.
Next week, man.
I know what I was going to ask you guys. Did you watch any good movies over the holiday break?
I watched Glass Onion, Knives Out, that Glass Onion one.
I did too. What'd you think?
I loved it, man. I really did. I liked it better than the first one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I watched a YouTube video. A YouTube video I need to send you that's like got all the Easter eggs in there, Jones, that you're gonna blow your mind.
Oh, really?
I guess these directors, that they put in there that are like next level that like only they would know about, and then you learn about them. You're like, oh crap, this is like things I never would have thought of in my entire life to like make it even better than it was.
Yeah. Did you watch it yet, Jordan?
We just watched some Christmas movies.
Yeah, we watched
Christmas.
We did.
I don't think the only movie I watched that was non-Christmas, I watched Law Abiding Citizen again the other night. I don't know. I picked it randomly on HBO Max, and
I've seen that one.
I did start a docuseries tonight, and it's ironic that it came out this week. It's on Hulu called Death in Dorms, and it's about murders that happen on college campuses or whatever. Wow. Which is very ironic now that the Idaho 4 murderer has been captured.
If he did it.
If he did it, he may be the worst PhD in criminology person ever. Like, he committed all of like the things you're not supposed to do if you're trying to get away with something.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, he left DNA at the site. He like went back to the site. Like, he took his phone, his own car, and I'm like, if you're really getting a PhD in criminology, dude, like.
I love a good docuseries, man. I need to get into another one. Maybe I'll start that one.
Have you heard about the Murdaughs down in South Carolina, the Murdaugh family?
I don't think I've seen that one.
You need to research Alec Murdaugh and the family.
I remember this one, Jordan, from a couple years ago. Yeah.
It's wild. There's been a podcast. There's like 200 episodes because it's been one thing after another. But there's on HBO. It's called something. I can't remember what it's called. But if you search it on HBO Max, it's on there. But it's like a 3 or 4 part series. But the family has like a closet of skeletons and
crazy. It's crazy.
It's pretty much the good old boy system. They're like. South Carolina doesn't have like a DA or anything. They have solicitors, and he's like the solicitor for this county in South Carolina outside Charleston, and like they get away with murder, and it's just unreal.
That's wild, man.
The GOB network in the South, man.
Next level.
Joey, I got your text, man. I can't wait to watch that.
You'll I gotta watch that though, guys.
You've got it. It's really, if you've not seen the first Knives Out, it's really good too. It's kind of like it's almost like the game of Clue. So you're trying to figure things out as they move along. It's really interesting.
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc, yes. And this will blow your mind too. I found out Dave Bautista, the humongous specimen of a man, is actually vegan now. But you didn't see that coming, did you?
Interesting.
Yeah.
And when you watch those videos, Jones, you'll realize Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in both movies as well. You had no idea he's in there. But he's
really? I'm watching for Maddie Klein.
That's wild.
You'll see. I love Maddie Klein too. Yeah. like young, but we can't say that. But yeah.
Has anybody or anything been burning your all's bacon lately?
Who burnt the bacon?
I started the show off with a burnt bacon, which is not typical.
Yeah, I'll go here.
It had
Go
to be
ahead,
said.
Corey, if you got it.
What's he got?
I think he's going for another rip of bourbon. I don't know. what he's doing.
My in-laws, I'm a nice guy. They drank I had some into this, about half of this $160 bottle of bourbon.
Somebody's always in Jordan's bourbon.
Like using it as a mixer. And I'm like, oh, this is too good of a bourbon to use in a mixer. But no, I got another one coming. But I was like, whoa, now. There's a
that is kind of annoying when somebody makes like a mixed drink with an expensive bourbon. It's like, come on, man.
Whoa. You can drink it on ice, but don't mix it like.
Yeah, really.
No, it's okay. It just I was like, yeah. I mean, they've done a lot for me. I shouldn't complain, but I was like, oh my god.
They're gonna love it when they find out that the Bengals are number 1 over Jess in 2022. I'll send them the clip. We'll tag Jess in it.
Nice to meet you guys.
I don't really have much guys burn my bacon. I don't know.
Holy smokes! What a great week, Joey.
I mean, I've got plenty of things I could choose from.
Did you quit work or something?
That burns my bacon every day.
I should have mentioned this, Jones. I wish I took a picture of Emily's Honda. What is that thing, Joey?
CRV.
It was covered from bumper to bumper and just salt residue from driving on the road. I mean, it was a different color. It was white.
Wow.
Yeah, it was -6. It got down to -6 coming across the state on.
Oh my gosh.
23rd.
No way I'd want to be driving in that.
Yeah, and it wasn't really snowing that bad, but there was some snow on the. Yeah, like it just that they cleaned the turnpikes first, so that was.
As Joey was leaving my in-laws' house, there's one of their friends was over, and they're like, "Where have you been?"
We ended up going to get it washed right after we saw you guys, Jordan, on Monday. That's the next thing we did.
It needed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got lots of things that guys, nothing in particular that you haven't heard before. Nothing unique, I guess. So
Joey's bacon has been cooked in the cast iron this week on the stovetop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move into our super high fives then, shall we? So this week, since it's a new year, January of a new year, we are doing super high five goals for 2023. Okay. And I told you guys I had like a huge list of goals that I spent some time on this week. But I only selected a few. Some of these are can be personal, some can be professionally. Just kind of a mix of goals that we think are super high five for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll go first.
Go right ahead.
Number 5. This one I really want to do this year, and we are going to do it. But we got to get the golf trip on the books. That's a goal.
That's the goal. Get a golf trip on the books. Okay.
That's number 5. I mean, I kind of catered it to the pod too. I've got a bunch of different goals for 2023. But get the golf trip on the books. Go to the golf trip. Have a blast with our bros. Maybe we'll do a video pod while we're there. I've got all the equipment. I'll bring it with me. We'll get some good content, but yeah, the golf trip, it's got to be done. 4, get my back and shoulder fixed. Like this has been a problem for me the whole year 2022. Basically, I've been dealing with this. So, and then just like overall get healthier physically, but my back and shoulder is like the most important thing to me right now. Had therapy this morning on my back and shoulder, which feeling pretty good on my shoulder. Back now is getting worse. So we'll see what happens there. Got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. 3 is going to be making 30 long form videos on YouTube and gaining 1,000 subscribers on Why Not Us. We're going to get there this year, guys. This is our year. And YouTube is launching next month the YouTube Short Fund, which is going to be a big deal for short form content. So maybe some of our clips will go viral. You never know. Maybe, Jordan's clip of Jess being number 2 might get 1 million views. You never know.
That's going to get me in number 2.
It's going to get you in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Joey, you were going to say something? No?
No, you're good. I'm listening.
Okay. Sorry. 2 is I want to read some more books. I want to find some time. I want to find some time to read a little bit more. It's hard sometimes for me to do that, but I enjoy it when I'm able to do it. It's like when we go on vacation, I like check out and I'm able to read, which I enjoy that. But I wondered this. Some people say like when they're listening to a book, like audiobooks, I've never tried that. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I've never tried an audiobook. When you listen to a book, do you say you've read the book?
I think it's no. I think you're not allowed to. I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. Some people think.
Care. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care. But
I don't really either.
So, I feel like you have to be reading it subconsciously. You can't have someone read it in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're listening to them read it. I don't think it counts. I think you have to like read it and say it in your mind subconsciously as you read it out loud. Well, I guess in your mind. Some people read out loud.
Yeah.
I think that I would retain the information more if it was read to me. So I'm going to try that out this year. I'm not like Bill Gates and retain like 95% of the information I read, I get distracted pretty easily. Anyways, number 1, go somewhere tropical and spend some more intentional time with Kelly and Felix.
Intentional time. Not just what we call marriage and being a dad, intentional time.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Books. I knew books was going to be on there. It's books
did you
lose weight. That's always people.
I didn't say lose weight. I never said.
No, you said get in better shape, but like that's always the two people's.
I said just get healthier physically. Just my shoulder, back, whatever.
That's probably you're probably going to require surgery, right?
Hank, do not eat that.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The back, definitely not.
Because you already have had shoulder surgery. You do not want to have it again.
No, I don't. I don't want to be in a sling for 6 weeks. No. And sleep in a recliner. Do not want to do that. Jordan, how about you go? Joey's outside.
Joey's off the dog. Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just trying to get Hank stuff to eat something.
I guess number 5, drink a little more bourbon. More than what we're doing. We got quite a collection. That's what I'm talking about. We need to kind of kill some bottles.
I'll help you.
Come on down. Number 4. I get how I was baiting on this. Learn how to hit a driver again. We got to get back in hitting.
Yes, what a good goal. Yes,
too young to not be hitting the ball the way I used to.
Yeah, that needs to be up.
Probably should be higher than what it is, but I feel like it can't be sole top goal for this year.
Yeah.
Number 3, I do spend more moments with Riley. I feel like he probably, obviously all dogs live a great life. They don't really have a sense of time or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But planning a wedding and buying the house, everything was pretty hectic within the last year and a half. And I feel like he kind of took a little bit backseat to everything going on. We didn't necessarily get to take him to the beach and do as much last year because we were saving up for the wedding. So making Riley's life better than what it is. Number 3.
I feel that, man. I feel that.
Number 2, I'm debating how I want to say this. I guess meet. So, and you guys probably can attest to this. The older you get, the harder it is to make newer friends.
Yeah.
You get in relationships and like you make couples friends, but like if you're in a different point in your life and they just have had a kid or are pregnant, you can't get aligned because of sleep schedules and everything. So Jess and I are trying to make newer couple friends that maybe necessarily that like have more time to go do, I guess, couple functions.
Things, yeah.
You should just have a child and then you would open yourself up to more people.
For sure. Like it's kind of hard to get to that one point where it's like people are at different points in their lives, but you may be the same age.
Yeah.
Number 1, traveling more.
Yes.
With my wife. This year, I don't think we're going to take like a week-long vacation. We're going to take like 8 long weekend / shorter vacations and like add it up and space out PTO days. So
That's a good goal.
Yeah, I think we all think as vacation is like you save up and you go somewhere for 1 full week, and that's like your vacation. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like breaking it up.
We've been talking about trying to spend a month in Europe somewhere.
Holy shit.
Wow.
It's actually cheaper. I know. Yeah. It's actually cheaper to stay for a month, like as far as like renting somewhere.
Renting, yep. Then a week probably, yep.
You get you a nice flat.
Yeah, get a nice flat. We've got a Google Doc started. You know how I am with Google Docs. I like them.
Felix going or yay or nay on that?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
dude, Felix, he goes to everywhere with us, man. He parties. He stays out, you know.
I didn't know if you want to take him abroad for a month. I didn't know.
Oh yeah. Penny, on the other hand, will not be able to go abroad. That is the downside. You know, flying with her, she's a little too big.
All right, Joe, you got 7 minutes. Bring us home.
7 minutes. Wow.
Please take the entire 7 minutes.
I've been trying to like organize this in a right way, and also, I don't know, say this as nicely as not nicely as possible, but just like as heartfelt as possible. A couple of these are going to roll in together, I think. But for me, number 5 is like, it's one, do more things, but like play more golf. Is like kind of like what Jordan's saying. It's like you don't have a lot of friends, but I also don't like want to go do things. I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but like,
no, I know how you are.
I just want to come home from work and not do anything. And like, I need to be better about going out to do things and not being boring. Like Emily and I always talk about how we're boring. So like, that's one thing we both talked about working on this year. But like, I just would rather sit at home, and now we have a dog, so it's a little harder to like schedule out things, but like I've always filling my time with other things.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's going to work again tonight. Like literally, I haven't been home till 9 o'clock the past 3 nights. Like, you know, like after work straight into something else. So like those aren't necessarily like doing fun things. And when I mean that like locally here, not like going on a vacation or something like that. Mm-hmm. We do those things as well. But yeah, just do more things and hang out with more people and maybe make some more friends. And I always tell Emily too, it's like, I also don't want to make new friends, but so that's on me as well. Like, I think there are people that I can hang out with and call to hang out, but I don't really want to. You know, I don't know. Like, I've got plenty of friends.
I'm with you on that. I like who my friends are.
It's also like
and I want to be closer to them. And like, we always talk about that, but it's like, I'm not right now, like physically close, but like, that's where I'm at. You know, I'm like, I don't want to make new friends. I got plenty of them. I like them and I love them. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. It is hard to like bring new people into your circle.
I can hang out with them and be friends with them, but I don't want to be like that close with them. You know, like I'm not going to talk to them about, I don't know. That sounds like humbuggish, I know. But so number 4 for me was eating a little healthier, maybe lose a couple pounds. I'm not like,
all right.
Not like overweight by any means, but I definitely am not like healthy at all or eat healthy, but I never have my whole life. So Emily and I've talked about that a little bit. Number 3 is like, I put this as be more present.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm at home, like there's either a phone in my hand or I'm watching TV or I'm not like actually there. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm in my own little world. And I've always had that problem in general with me because I've got so many things going on in my head at all times. I feel like I can't slow down, but I got to be better about it. Honestly, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote be more present. Number 2, Emily will hear this at some point. Emily wants to get married. Like, obviously I want to get married as well. So at some point we need to get married. So I don't know.
Clip that.
We're clipping that. Can we clip that, Joey? Do we have permission?
I don't think she'll want that plastered on the internet though.
You sure?
Yeah. She'd go to City Hall with you tomorrow.
I know. I tell her that all the time, honestly. But she's like, no, I want to be married and have kids and whatnot. Do it the right way. So I should say that
that's exciting. I didn't expect that one.
That's like a life thing. I almost didn't put it on the list here, and I was trying to prioritize.
It'll be my first time in a Catholic church.
Will it really?
Yeah, I've never stepped in a Catholic church before.
Catholic churches are great.
Yeah, it's the other thing. Emily wants to get married in a Catholic church. It'll be a full service, that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's got to happen sooner rather than later. It's not that I haven't been putting it off. I just I've got my own theories about stuff. But and number one for me is a new job. Jones and I were talking. You guys texted. I was like, I got to find something different that I care about.
This is your year, Joey. This is your year, man.
It's not even that. Like, here's the thing, guys. I've got lines to things, and I can do things. I'm just not gonna like them. That's my issue. And like, if I do something different, at least I'd rather like make more money doing it. Not that money's the end all be all, but like,
you gotta have it to live.
Having more will be able to afford you to do other things that I'm talking about, right? Like a lot of things I do outside of work, I actually enjoy doing them. Like when I'm working these games or when I'm working for the Pirates. But like, again, like those are technically jobs, but like I actually enjoy those things too.
Yeah.
It's hard for me when I'm like, well, I want to be at these places because I enjoy it, but I also, it's work, it's not like me, really enjoying being there for work. Yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense, but.
Do you want to stay in like a numbers type role? Like, do you like that?
Miserable. No.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't want to be sitting at a desk all day. That's my issue. So.
Yeah.
And I've known that. I've known that pretty much the moment I got into basketball. Like, and I knew that the moment I graduated college, probably. Like, probably when I went and did every summer, I went and sat at a desk all day, and I knew that at 16 years old, this is not for me. But
this guy goes and gets an accounting degree and stays and gets a master's in accounting.
I know.
And then goes and works for one of the big three.
Yeah, well, I'm an idiot, I guess, when you think about it, right? They call that
stupid. You could always go back to Deloitte and fly around the country and do that again, No,
you don't want to go count how many pieces of rock candy Cracker Barrel has.
No, I do not. Those were some shitty days.
So Joey needs somewhere in the middle, of that.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I want something like, I think I've told you guys. I don't know if we talked about it on this, but like I know what a happy job and a good job for me looks like because I've done it. Like I didn't work a day in my life for 5 years, really. Like I enjoyed every single moment of that for the most part.
You always remembered the damn uniforms.
Yeah, right. He saw me in that role. Like he saw how good I was at it. But like, and it doesn't.
Texas A&M's got an opening for director of basketball operations. I'm sure
it doesn't have to be that, right? But like, I know what makes me happy in that regard. So it's like
we both were happy and good at those jobs. We just were around some difficult people and getting paid peanuts.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right, man. We loved every minute of it, other than like some of the people that made it difficult.
There's like a happy medium of like doing what you love, but also getting paid like what you deserve.
Yeah.
And your worth.
Yeah. And at that point of our lives, I think we could afford to do it that way. But at this point of our lives, I'm not sure we could afford. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a little different. Yeah.
But,
well, guys, great episode 20. Here we are. This is our year. Why Not Us 2023? Here we come.
As Eric Church would say, our record year.
This is our record year. My gosh. Well, guys, great episode. We'll see you next time. Why Not Us?
Why Not Us, boys? Enjoyed it.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye, guys. Thanks for stopping by and lending us your ears today. If you like what you heard, check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Why Not Us Media, or stop by our YouTube page, the Why Not Us Media Podcast, or hit up our website at www.whynotus.media.